What is going on, guys? It's your boy Mr. Baby Handsome, and we got a quick video for you. RuneScape just dropped a blog post discussing the XP updates and how they're going to be making some revisions for tomorrow's update on Friday, December the 5th. So yeah, yesterday there's a lot of backlash, and RuneScape listened. They actually took into consideration what the players were experiencing, which is honestly really nice to see. We're going to be discussing exactly what changes they're going to be making for tomorrow. But yeah, if you haven't seen my update video that reviews all the updates they made on Wednesday, December the 3rd, make sure to go check that video out, as we do discuss several other things that don't include the XP changes. We go through checking the safe spots for Vampire Kraken and Great White Sharks. We also go through the quality of life updates and the drop rates that were released. So make sure to check that video out. But yeah, for today, let's go through the blog post and kind of check out exactly what they're going to be reverting and what changes they're going to be making. That's going to be going live tomorrow, Friday, December 5th. So for the things that they stated that they realized the community was unhappy about, the first one being that the nerf to sorting XP was too severe, which I completely agree. The second one was that salvaging feels worse, which honestly I experienced last night. I did a little bit of AFK salvaging at these small shipwrecks looking for the amulet collection log, or the locket collection log. And yeah, I noticed that these salvages were just going down way too quick. Even at these double spots, I was probably having like 70% downtime where I wasn't salvaging. And I was doing the full 100% AFK method, which makes sense. I probably should have been driving back and forth between these. But yeah, it just didn't make sense. If you're at a double salvage spot and you're on a world that has 2,000 players on it, you should technically be having at least like, I don't know, 70% uptime rather than 70% downtime. So yeah, I'm really liking that they're making some changes to that. Next up, players putting in maximum effort at the Gwyneth Glide received no conciliatory XP. That was definitely a nerf to Gwyneth Glide overall, especially with the crystal extractor. So that's another thing that they're realizing. And then the fourth thing was that the crystal extractor still feels mandatory, but just gives less for mandatory engagement, which they actually did not address anything with the crystal extractor. We're going to discuss that in a sec too. So the first thing they're going to be changing is that they're increasing the active shipwrecks by 1 at each spot. This should improve uptime for players salvaging, meaning players that feel less compelled to hop worlds or feel less like they're sitting around waiting for a wreck to spawn for their AFK gains. Hopefully this is true. Hopefully if we have 3 shipwrecks here that we actually feel like we have that uptime and it's not a similar nerf to what happened with last update. But yeah, I think that is going to fix things. Hopefully it does, but we'll see. The next thing is that they're restoring sorting XP to pre-nerf levels. This is absolutely amazing. This is probably the best thing that's going to be happening for the update tomorrow, especially like with merchant salvages. It was 34 XP after the update, and now they're going back to the 95 XP for the sorting, which is really nice to see. The nerf that they put for sorting was just ridiculous. It absolutely destroyed salvaging in my opinion. So yeah, reverting it back to the original levels makes a lot of sense. And now we don't get that hindered XP anymore. So I'm really liking that they addressed that. Next up, they're retaining the increased salvage success chance from this week's game update. I'll throw up those success chances on the screen from yesterday's post. But yeah, that's also a nice buff that they're keeping in the game. I'm liking that they don't revert that buff as well. After that, they're restoring the players' salvaging rates back to 4 ticks from 5 ticks. This is honestly really nice as well. If you're self-salvaging, that's definitely going to increase the XP you're getting by a significant amount. And you're also going to get more salvages overall if you're looking to self-salvage and look for those collection log slots, which honestly makes a lot of sense. It should reward you if you're self-salvaging as opposed to just doing the 100% AFK method. So yeah, and then this also means that the update from yesterday with the 5 tick for your crewmates is going to still stay into effect. So your crewmates are going to be 5 tick and then you are going to be 4 tick, which makes sense. The crewmates should be salvaging a little bit slower at a 5 tick cycle. And next up, they're reducing the crew's XP modifier for salvaging to basically address the other changes. So level 4 deck handiness is going to be reduced from 70% to 40%. And then level 3 deck handiness is going to be 60% to 30%. I personally think that this is a little too big of a change. I was hoping it might have been 50% and 40% respectively. So we'll see what the actual rates are for the fully AFK method, but it does make sense that they want to nerf the fully AFK method because at the moment, 25 minutes of fully AFK is pretty overpowered. So yeah, I personally would have liked to see a little bit less of a nerf to that, but that's all good. We'll see exactly what the fully AFK method is going to be tomorrow. And then lastly, they're adding a bonus 1250 XP upon completing a lap of the Marlin Gwyneth Glide course, which is a nice update there. So that's basically people who are doing the Gwyneth Glide course are now getting the exact same XP rates as prior to the Crystal Extractor nerf. And yeah, if we look at this spreadsheet, we can go through all the different methods. So AFK2 crewmate salvaging and sorting, it is going to get a 10% XP buff compared to yesterday's update. So it's going to be from a 60% nerf down to a 70% nerf. So I'm curious to see exactly how those XP rates are going to feel at the 100% AFK method. I was hoping that this might have been like an 80% pre-adjusted nerf. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not too happy about that. I know other people might not be as well, but it does make sense. And then the self-salvaging and sorting is now going to be down to a 95% predicted pre-adjustment XP, up from 75% from yesterday. So that is a huge buff to self-salvaging. So you're only seeing a 5% nerf prior to the regular rates. Port tasks aren't seeing any changes there. They're actually getting a buff with the 5% there. And then Gwyneth Glide Marlin is going back to the original 100% rates that it was at prior to yesterday's update. Also, one thing I almost missed was the Crystal Extractor. They did have a little bit at the bottom saying that notably absent from this list is the Crystal Extractor. We feel as though one of the biggest problems with our changes yesterday is that we were pulling too many levers at once, which led to some changes adding up to more than the sum of their parts and having much higher impact than if we'd taken a more gradual approach. With that in mind, we want to see where the dust settles and make sure the base XP offered by various methods, with or without using the Crystal Extractor, is in a healthier place before we considering any further changes. A little bit off with the grammar there, but that's all good. But yeah, so that's another thing that they're discussing. The Crystal Extractor, they're probably going to wait to see what the XP rates are going to be, which makes sense. They originally posted yesterday that the changes are going to be roughly 20 to 30% for salvaging, and that ended up being roughly 50 to 60% for a lot of players. So hopefully the XP rates this time around are going to be accurate, and we're not going to see some massive differences in what they actually posted in this blog post. But yeah, we'll find all of that out tomorrow. I'm honestly pretty excited to see what these changes are going to be like, how the XP rates are going to feel tomorrow. And yeah, make sure to leave a comment below on what your thoughts are on the reversions to the update from yesterday. And yeah, if you guys have any future updates or videos that you want me to make, leave a comment below. I have a ton of different videos that I'm looking to make, a ton of guides and whatnot. So I'm really excited to see what is in store with the future of this channel. But yeah, I appreciate all your guys' support. If you guys want to help out the content and promote the algorithm, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe below. It significantly helps promote and boost this channel. But yeah, I love you guys. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Peace.